Today, we're gonna be looking at the worst deaths from every Red Dead Redemption game. Some of these deaths are insanely brutal, while others are very sad and heartbreaking. Starting with the first death, where Jimmy Brooks recognizes Arthur as one of the outlaws who participated in the ferry robbery in Blackwater. In the mission Polite Society and Valentine style, Arthur chases Jimmy Brooks on the horseback, and Jimmy crashes his horse and slides off the edge of a cliff. As a player, you have two choices, either save him or kill him. If you choose to kill him, Arthur will stamp on his hand, causing him to fall to his death. Even though this death looks brutal, it's ranked the least bad compared to what we have coming up in the video. Next up, Angelo Bronte, who gets ambushed and kidnapped from his Saint Denis mansion by Dutch and the gang. During the boat ride back, Bronte arrogantly insults Dutch. This causes Dutch to snap. He forcefully dunks Bronte into the alligator-infested water until he drowns, before throwing off his corpse to the waiting gators.
Rescue you, you repulsive little maggot! Jesus.
Now we have Colonel Alberto Fusa. When the gang begins making their way to the ship to escape Guarma, they are attacked once again by Fusa, who is manning a cannon on a tower. Knowing that they won't be able to escape while under attack, Hercule draws Fusa's fire as a distraction so Arthur can sneak towards a second cannon nearby. Once he reaches it, Arthur fires the cannon at Fusa's tower, destroying the tower and killing Fusa. And for a more creative death, in a stranger mission in Red Dead Redemption 1, Charles Kinnear asks John Marston to gather some materials for him. Once we complete that task, he will complete building his glider. To test out his homemade flying machine, he eagerly leaps from the cliff only for the machine to fail and crash.
Oh dear.
In another stranger mission, John meets a man named Sam Odessa who left his family in New York with the obsession of traveling to California in order to see the ocean. Over several encounters, John watches him mentally and physically collapse.
Why the laughter? I hope I die laughing, I do.
You keep this up and you just might.
John ultimately discovers his lifeless body died due to exhaustion and dehydration. We can find a similar scenario in Red Dead Redemption 2, the tragic death of the famous author Evelyn Miller. Evelyn Miller dies of starvation and dehydration in his cabin because he stubbornly refuses to eat or drink until his final book is completed. John eventually finds his corpse slumped over the desk where he was writing his manuscript.
When I'm done, just burn me.
Next, we got this random hunter. You may meet a man asking for help finding his friend who disappeared during a storm.
And he went out to get firewood, but he got lost in a storm.
If you search southwest of the lodge near a spiky fallen tree, you will discover Tucker, sadly mauled and froze against a rock. When you return, you can either tell the man the truth or mislead him about what happened. If you reveal the truth,
You might not want to see him.
Oh, Tucker? Oh, God.
he rushes up to the mountain to see his friend's body, but suddenly the grizzly bear that attacked Tucker returns and attacks him.
Oh, Jesus, no!
Now this is when death starts to get a lot more graphic. During the mission, A Short Walk in a Pretty Town, in Chapter 3, Arthur meets the other three gang members in Rhodes for the supposed job. While walking down in the main street, Arthur gets deeply suspicious. But before they can voice any more concerns, they are suddenly ambushed by the Greys. Sean is killed by a shot to the head, completely blowing his brains out.
Now it don't feel right. I could have told you that. He was a good kid.
Now Sean wasn't the only person who got their brains blown out. During the last mission, so-called Red Dead Redemption, while Agent Milton is holding Arthur at gunpoint, Abigail breaks free from her restraints and blows his brains out. In the mission titled Toolbox, John and Charles are getting tools to build the house on Beach's Hope, but Charles is very concerned about the Skinner brothers and contracts some security to help the cargo. One of these security guards' name is Willard Wayne. During this mission, the Skinner brothers ambush the convoy and Wayne is shot in the shoulder with an arrow. While John and Charles fight off the ambush, Wayne hides behind the wagon, but ultimately abducted by the Skinners. John and Charles track the screams of the kidnapped man to the nearby wooded area. They find Wayne murdered, pinned to a tree with a dagger driven completely through his skull. And if you think that was cruel, well, while riding through the region of tall trees, you may hear noises in the distance. Upon closer inspection, you will find lots of blood and dead people, and a camp where you may in fact find a survivor who dies shortly after.
I can't hardly see. Oh, Jesus. I'm coming.
Second story encounter we have with Skinner brothers is called Uncle's Bad Day, in which Uncle is abducted by the Skinners and John and Charles go to get him back. In this mission, we get to see an example of Skinner's cruelty.
Yeah.
Here we can see this poor man is visibly injured being dragged behind a cart. Now let's move on for the most heartbreaking deaths in the entire series. In the last mission in Red Dead Redemption 1, after ensuring Jack and Abigail are safe, John steps out of the barn to fight off the soldiers for the one last time. Even though he manages to take out few of the soldiers, ultimately he was brutally shot to death by the firing squad. Nothing can be more heartbreaking and cruel than this. If you choose to go back for the money with low honor, Arthur does not die peacefully. When Dutch is gone, Arthur tries to roll away, but Micah catches up to him and delivers a fatal finishing blow by stabbing him in the back. And now the most brutal death any character in Red Dead Redemption has suffered, Kieran Duffy. At some point during chapter 4, Kieran was captured by the O'Driscoll. After this, he was decapitated, his eyes were gouged out and his corpse was sent back to Shady Belle on horseback.
Except for Karen here. Poor kid.
Now, which character suffers the most brutal death in your opinion? Comment down below. If you happen to enjoy this, make sure to hit that freaking subscribe button right now. Also, you see this video right here? Click it. What are you waiting for? Click it right now.